Honestly speaking, Portugal cannot win World Cup 2026. Before you come for me, it is based on what I've seen from Portugal in their group stages of the ongoing World Cup. That is the reason I'm saying that Portugal cannot win World Cup 2026. Prior to World Cup 2026, Portugal were among one of the favourites to win World Cup 2026. After their group stages games, Group K precisely, Portugal, in my own opinion, aren't one of the favourites anymore to win World Cup 2026. If they are to win World Cup 2026, then Roberto Martinez and his Portuguese team have to change their playing style going forward in the knockout stages. Despite Portugal finishing second in Group K, Portugal are through to the knockout stages of the ongoing World Cup. They will be playing Croatia in the round of 32 in the ongoing FIFA World Cup. Before I talk much about Portugal in the knockout stages, let's talk about Portugal in the group stages. Prior to this World Cup in Group K, honestly speaking, I personally thought that Portugal will top Group K because in Group K they had the likes of Colombia, DR Congo from Africa, and Uzbekistan, and the Portuguese national team. Looking at these four teams and comparing the players playing for these four nations, Portugal had a better team, better off than the other nations in Group K. So every footballing fans and myself thought that Portugal will top Group K. Their first game against DR Congo, Portugal played very badly, and that game ended 1-1. The most astounding thing in that game was that Portugal players were playing sideways. Cristiano Ronaldo was bad in that game. The Portuguese midfield were bad in that game as well. The defense as well were also bad in that game. They could not create any big chances from the midfield. The only big chances they created in that game was around the 92nd minute. DR Congo had more shots on target than Portugal in their first game. And DR Congo had more expected goals than Portugal. This clearly tells you that Portugal first game, they lacked creativity. Despite having top players playing for them. In the midfield was stacked with players like Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes. Vitinha and João Neves have both won the Champions League back-to-back with PSG, while Bruno Fernandes, on the other hand, currently have the record of the highest assist maker in the Premier League history with 21 assists. He did that for Man United last season. So Portugal opening game was expected that they were going to crush DR Congo, but DR Congo turned out to be the better side. And the attack as well were toothless in that game because Cristiano Ronaldo did not receive enough of services in that game. And they were criticized heavily. And I also mentioned Roberto Martinez, who happens to be the Portuguese manager. That brings me to their second game against Uzbekistan. Portugal trashed Uzbekistan 5-0. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a brace in that game. Bruno Fernandes was phenomenal in that game. Why Nuno Mendes, the left back for Portugal, was on the score sheet. It seems like Portugal got their reading back and Portugal played awesome in that game. Their intensity was high. Their passing accuracy was high. They were now passing the ball forward, something they could not do in their game against DR Congo, creating chances. And Cristiano Ronaldo ended that game by putting out a quote out there that he was back. And it was expected that their last game against Colombia, that game, if Portugal had won that game, they would have topped Group K. Colombia had 24 shots in that game, while Portugal had 13 shots in that game. Colombia had 6 shots on target, while Portugal had 2 shots on target. For a team that has experience, has creative players, have big names in the team, finding it difficult against a South American opponent. And Colombia ended up topping that group. And Portugal played 0-0 in that game. They were lucky, all thanks to their goalkeeper, Diego Costa. He literally was the one that kept Portugal in this game for them to be able to secure a draw. And he was given the Man of the Match award in that game. And that brings me to my final statement. Portugal cannot win World Cup 2026 because these 3 games they played in Group K, they played differently. The only game they showed intensiveness, showed creativity, showed team spirit was against Uzbekistan. Against DR Congo, they found it difficult to play against a physical side and they could not create opportunities. And the same thing repeated itself against Colombia. And this is where I expect Roberto Martinez to come in order for them to win World Cup 2026. Because if he doesn't tweak things around this time around in the knockout stages, Portugal are not going to win World Cup 2026. He needs to make key decisions. Cristiano Ronaldo against Colombia shouldn't have played all 90 minutes, in my own opinion. And when the midfield was lacking creativity, he should have called these players out. How can you tell me that Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes against a midfield of Colombia, they found it very struggle to create opportunities, and they were repeating the same mistakes they did against DR Congo, passing the ball sideways, Vitinha passing the ball backward, Pedro Neto, if he beats his opponent, he gives the ball back to them. Roberto Martinez needs to make key decisions in games that are very strong, that the opponents are very strong, physically stronger than them. Roberto Martinez needs to change Cristiano Ronaldo. He shouldn't be playing 90 minutes where they have Ramos on the bench. That is my own honest opinion. And going forward in the knockout stages now, it is going to be a different ball game for the Portuguese national team. If they don't do this, Roberto Martinez stands a chance of wasting this Portuguese talented squad. Just like how football fans are saying he did to the Belgian national team that had the likes of Hazard not winning anything tangible with them. But I want to hear from you. If you've watched the video to this very moment, what do you think Portugal needs to do in order for them to excel more than the round of 32 in the ongoing World Cup? Put your comment and thought in the comment section, guys.